Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Chris as always, and in today's video I'm going to show you how to install the Android Studio in Linux. And there are a lot of Linux distributions out there, and in today's video I'm going to try this on Ubuntu Linux. And in this video we are going to make especially two parts. The first part is to install and configure the JDK, which stands for Java Development Kit. And after now we are done setting up the JDK, we will go ahead and install the Android Studio. So without further ado, let's go ahead and see how we can do this one. First of all, you have to go and open your favorite browser. It may be Firefox or Chrome, and after you open it you can go ahead and type JDK and press enter. And I can bet the first link will be the original link from this Java, and it is now the Java Development Kit. You go ahead and press on the first link, and when it is now opening, you can see now there is this button here that is called the JDK download and the documentation download. You can download the documentation in case when you need to know more about this Java JDK, but in this case let's pretend like we have read the documentation and we go to download now. And now after we press on that button, we can scroll down to see all the versions available. And as I told you, there are a lot of Linux distributions out there, and in this case I'm using Ubuntu, and Ubuntu is a Debian based Linux. So I will go ahead and press on this download button. I download this and I will check this, and then you can see now we can be able to download this software or this installer. And when I click on download, it will start, and it will ask us to save the file. It is now 146 MB. It is not heavy. You can go ahead and press on OK, and it will start downloading. It can depend on the speed of your internet, and as it is downloading, let us try to check if our system is now has that Java JDK. I will go ahead and press Ctrl+Alt+T to open my terminal here, and I can type Java like this one, the -- version. And you can see now the Java is not installed. It is now asking us to install the OpenJDK, and in this case we don't want to install the OpenJDK, but we're going to install the JDK that we are now downloading here. Alright, and you can see now the download is complete. After the download is complete, I will have to minimize this browser, and I can go and navigate on my downloads folder, downloads. And when I'm downloading, when I try to list my download folder, you can see there are many files here, but the one we are targeting is this JDK 16.0.2. And then to install it, we have to type sudo, and we use dpkg, and we put -i, and you can type JDK like this one. And in this case it will try now to install this package. When we press enter, it will ask me for my password, and I will have to type my password real quick. And when I am done, I can press enter, and to restart installing. And as you can see now, the installation is going on. Okay, and now you can see now it is done, and we are not yet done. We have to perform other things. The first thing we are going to do here is to update the alternatives. And in order to update the alternatives, there is a wrong command that we have to type in this terminal, and I have it here now. So as to avoid wasting time here, I will leave this in the description, and if you want this command, you can go there and copy as I do. And when you take a closer look, you can see now we are targeting this JDK 16.0.2 because it was the current version that we installed on this system. So you may be watching this video and you can see now this 16.0.2 is outdated. You can go ahead and replace this 16 with your current version. And after we paste the command here, you can go ahead and press enter. and you can see now it is telling us these things, which means that they are successful. And this was for the Java, and you have to also copy the second command, which is now for the javac. Okay, let me go ahead and copy this one and copy, and here we go and paste, and you can see the same for this, and when you press enter it will be like this one. And after we do that, there is one more thing that we have to do, and that is to configure the Java home or the Java environment variable. And in order to do that, we will have to use one of the text editor, and you can use this command here to check. Let me check for the configurations. Copy this one and you paste here. It is called sudo update alternatives -- config Java. When I press enter, you can see this is now it's returned as this path for our Java JDK. And in order to create the Java environment variable, we will have to navigate where the environment variable is, and we will open our favorite editor to perform the edit we want to do in that file. So I will go ahead and press sudo, and I will have to edit using my text editor, which is gedit, and I will target the etc. And after targeting etc, I will go where it is written environment, and I will press enter, and it will bring up this one. Let's see, you can see now the first path is this one, and we go ahead and press enter. Okay, now it is showing, and when I press enter, I can type other things here. Okay, and what we are going to do is to write Java underscore home, put echo, we put these double quotes, and we go ahead and copy this path. And in this case, we will not copy out to bin, but we will copy from where it is called where it is now here, user, this path up to here, and I will have to copy. After copying this one, I will come here and do paste, and as you can see, right typo here, it is home. Don't know why it is acting like this one, but okay, and you can proceed as I did, like this one. And after I do this, I will have to place on save. After saving, I will have to now to refresh my environment variable so as to be able to refresh that. And in order to do that, I will come and write source, and then I will go and I will target again my etc folder, the environment, and when I press enter, now it is now refreshed. And when we want to check if now our environment variable is existing on our system, we have to put echo, and I will have to put this $, and I will have to type Java underscore home, and as you can see now it is returning as this path, and now we are successful. And as in the beginning of this video, we were trying to see if our Java version and javac are installed on our system, and it was showing us now that there is no JDK exist on our system. So in this case, when we try to check again, and I will type Java -- version, it will return me this Java version that we have installed. And when I go and write Java javac -- version, it will return this compiler too. And that was the first part that we have to configure, and I hope guys you have done it and you are seeing the same result as mine. If you are meeting with any problem, you can put it in the comment so that I can come and help you. So the second thing that we're going to do is now to install our Android Studio on itself. And in order to install Android Studio, we have to first check the version that is available on the web, and you will go ahead and press write Android Studio like this one. And when you try to navigate, you can see this is the link for the Android Studio. And when it's opening, you have to check the version. We are not going to perform the installation using this one, but we can come here to confirm if the version of Android we are going to install is the same as this one. You can see now it is now the current version for the time of this record is 20.04.1 for Linux. And after we are done seeing the version, we can come back in the terminal and we can use what we call the Snap Package Manager to perform the installation of Android Studio. But before we perform the installation, I have to use my Snap Package Manager to find the package which is called, and I will use Snap Find, and I put this, and I will have to put Android Studio like this one in these quotes. And when I try to press enter, it will now return the same result as we were seeing on the browser. And in order to perform the installation, we will use also this Snap Package Manager to perform the installation. And in this case, we have to put sudo in order to run it in admin mode, and we have to write snap, and then I will snap install like this one, and I will have now to target my Android Studio. I put a hyphen here, and I will have to add this hyphen classic. So this classic means that we have to install the current version, the updated version. And after we do that, we press enter, and you can wait for a couple of minutes for the Android to be configured. And let's see. All right, cool. And as you can see now, our Snap installer have been successfully installed this Android Studio, and we are not yet done here, but we can minimize this terminal. I think we are not going to use it, and we go on the applications, and as you can see here, there is an Android Studio. If you don't see it here, you can type Android Studio, and here it is. And we go ahead and press on Android Studio, and to restart opening. And you can see now it is opening. And when you are opening the Android Studio for the first time, it will bring up this window, and it is asking if you want to import settings. Maybe it can be possible that you have been using Android Studio, the previous version, and you was having some settings, and this is the option to import those settings. But if you don't want to import any setting, you can go ahead and press do not import settings, and you go ahead and press OK. And to continue like this one, and now it will bring up this window, which is now for the data sharing. And in this case, it is asking us if you want to share some data with Google, and I don't want to share any data, and we go ahead and press don't send, until bring up this welcome screen. And this is now the Kotlin plugin. Ignore this one, and what we are going to do is to press next, and it will now ask us if the type of the setup we want to use, and I want to use the standard, which is now the recommended one for most users, and we press next. And it will now ask us to select the user interface theme, and I like the dark theme. That is why I will leave it checked. You can choose the right theme if you want to, but I like the dark one, and I will go ahead and press next. And when you take a closer look here, now it is asking us to install this Android SDK tools, which is the Android software development kit tools, and I recommend you to install all this one without excluding anything, because you can get some errors in the future. So if you want to avoid that kind of errors, you have to leave it as it is. And you can see the total size for this one is 533 additional megabytes. So I will go ahead and press next again, and it is now okay, finish. And you can see now it is now starting to install the components. And in order to see all the current processes going there, I can go on show details, and I can see what is going on here. So let's wait for the components to be installed. Okay, and as you can see now, the processes have been completed successfully, and if you try to scroll up and down, you can see now all the components now are downloading. After now all these components are done downloading, the next thing to do is to press on finish, and it will bring up this beautiful interface for Android Studio project. And I'm going to create a new project, and wait for a couple of seconds. And there are a lot of templates here you can choose from, but as I am going to start a new project, I can choose the basic activity like this one, and to ask me the name of this application, I can call it, let me say Hano Media app, and it is now going to ask me for the package name. I can leave it as it is. The location where I can say where my project is saved, I can leave it as it is too. And the language, there is a Kotlin and there is a Java, and I want to use Java for this. And here now this is the minimum SDK, and we can see now the minimum the default one was 5.0, which is the lollipop. You can go down or up. When I try to use this Jellybean, you can see now I can support the devices. 99.8 of the devices will support my application. And when you try to go up with the Rust API level, which is the third one, I can see now I am able to support only 1% of devices. So pay attention when you are choosing the minimum API level, because you can now mess up things. So in this case, let me choose the minimum variable, and I will now place on finish, and we now try to build my workspace. And as you can see now, it is now scanning the index, and you can now wait for a couple of seconds for this to be done. And you can see now it is now still breathing, and it is bringing this what's new in Arctic Fox, which is the current version we are installing. And when you can scroll down, and you can see all the things, there's the features if you want to explore more, but it is still scanning first to index, and you have to wait. It's indexing the dependencies and modules, wait. It is indexing the JDK. And as you can see now, it is trying to import the Gradle project, and now the Gradle is downloading. You have to pay attention when it comes to this Gradle thing. It is now somehow overwhelming when you don't configure it in the appropriate way. It can cause many errors and problems along the way. So you have to pay attention and wait for this Gradle to be installed successfully. Alright, and now after the Gradle is finished, you can go ahead and minimize this one. And the last step that we are going to take is now to configure where we can run our app. And when you try to observe here, you can see there is no devices, where it is now written no devices, and you have to configure the virtual device that we can use in order to run our Android app. In this case, when I press on here, I will see it is written IVD manager, which is the Android virtual device manager. I will click on here. After I click, it will bring up this window, and it will ask me to create the virtual environment. And I will go ahead and press on create virtual device, and it will bring up this window again, and you can see the list of devices where you can choose from one. And I like to use the Nexus 5 when I am doing my coding. And when you press on Nexus, you will have to press on next. And after pressing on next, it will now asking us now to find the system image. And as it is now already connected to the internet, to will bring up all this one. I would have to choose among this one. Let me choose my Android Pie, which is 9, and the system image will come like this one to bring this to bring us these terms and conditions. I will go ahead and press accept, and I press next. And as I press next, there will be this process of downloading the virtual image file, which will be used in this virtual environment, and I will have to wait for this 875 megabytes to be downloaded. And when I go on the create virtual device again, and when I choose Nexus as my device, I can now press next. And when I press next, you can see now this is the current image that I was previously downloaded. And when I press next, I can call it my specific name, or I can leave it as it is. I am going to leave it as it is, and I will go ahead and place on finish.